The heartbroken father of an estate agent who vanished 32 years ago in one of Britain's most high-profile murder mysteries has died never knowing who killed her. It was revealed today, Suzy Lamplugh, 25, disappeared after leaving her office to show a man known only as Mr Kipper around a house in Fulham, West in 1986. Paul Lamplugh, who had Parkinson's disease, died with his 3 surviving children by his side, having spent the rest of his life searching for his daughter's body. The 87-year-old was handed an OB along with his wife Diana, who died in 2012, after the couple set up the Suzy Lamplugh Trust in memory of their beloved child. The personal safety charity helps thousands of people in Britain every year and was set up because Mr and Mrs Lamplugh were desperate for others to stay safe after Suzy vanished. A family spokesman said today, "Dad celebrated a wonderful 87th birthday party, surrounded by friends and family, just 2 weeks ago, which he thoroughly enjoyed. It was typical of Dad to want to throw a party to entertain everyone. In end he went very peacefully and will be greatly missed not just by our family, but by his many friends. Paul will be sorely missed by his children Richard, Tamsin and Lizzie, his 7 grandchildren, as well as the rest of his family and friends," they said. His wife Diana Lamplugh passed away in her sleep in 2011 after suffering a massive stroke. She was 75. Mr Lamplugh, from East Sheen, last spoke out about his daughter's apparent murder in 2016. He said, "The older I get the more I miss her," but also admitted he had to accept the awful realization she was killed deliberately and he would probably never know who did it. Out of the tragedy, Suzy's family fought to protect other women from violence through the foundation in her name. Generations of freshers at universities were handed free rape alarms, known as Suzy Lamplugh alarms, and they fought for more street lights on the streets of Britain to protect women. The Suzy Lamplugh Trust would also launch Stalking Awareness Week in Britain. The body of Miss Lamplugh has never been found, but she was officially declared dead in 1994. Her father admitted that without it was unlikely anyone would be arrested. John Cannon was the man police named as their chief suspect. Witnesses had seen a woman struggling with a man next to a BMW, which Cannon was believed to have had access to. In a rare move in 2002, Scotland Yard named Cannon as the man they believed murdered Miss Lamplugh. He was released from a hostel only days before she went missing. Cannon, 64, serving 3 life sentences for murder and a series of sex attacks, has denied any involvement. In 2008 it emerged that the wife of Suffolk less than span style equals font size, 16 px, greater than strangler Steve Wright said he could have claimed missing estate agent less than, span greater than Suzy Lamplugh as his first victim. The Ipswich-based truck driver murdered 5 prostitutes in a 6-week frenzy in 2007. Paul Lamplugh was handed an OB along with his wife Diana after setting up the Suzy Lamplugh Trust in 1986. The personal safety charity helps thousands of people in Britain every year and was set up because Mr and Mrs Lamplugh were desperate for others to stay safe after Suzy vanished. In its mission statement, the Trust said it aims to reduce the risk of violence and aggression through campaigning, education and support. Out of the tragedy, Suzy's family fought to protect other women from violence through the foundation in her name. Generations of freshers at universities were handed free rape alarms, known as Suzy Lamplugh alarms, and they fought for more street lights on the streets of Britain to protect women. The Suzy Lamplugh Trust would also launch Stalking Awareness Week in Britain. In 1997, the Protection from Harassment Act was passed thanks in part to the work of the Trust. Scotland Yard detectives told Miss Lamplugh's parents that they plan to review the case, which has remained unsolved for 22 years. The 1986 Lamplugh case, one of the great mysteries of recent times, came as his ex-wife Diane Cole revealed the extraordinary links between the former QE2 steward and Miss Lamplugh, who worked on the luxury liner as a beautician. Mrs. Cole checked her diaries to discover that her former husband, who was violent towards her, had shore leave around the time of 25-year-old Miss Lamplug's disappearance on July 28, 1986. She has given full details to police. Mrs. Cole, who also worked on the QE2, said, "I knew Suzy Lamplugh by sight. I saw him talking with her in the corridor. I was too downtrodden to challenge him about it then because he was such a Jekyll and Hyde character and you never knew when he would flip. But when I look back I can see how he was probably flirting with her."